22 to 24. Rational equations and inequalities, it says remember to check for extraneous solutions, which are the ones that you get when you have a solution that is the excluded value. Alright, so the first thing I've got to do to solve one of these problems is factor all the denominators. And this one factors by GCF. This is the same. And then that one's already factored. I keep putting my number too close on these problems, and I don't have room to put my GC or my least common denominator in front. Okay, so factor the denominator, factor the denominator, factor the denominator. Let's write our excluded values to the side. From here, x can't be 0. From here, x can't be -4 because that would make this expression 0. Okay. I put brackets around the whole thing, and I put my common denominator out there, which has to represent every single piece. So it's got to have an x, which will take care of that one and that one. It's got to have an x plus 4, which will take care of that one and that one and that one. So it's those two things. All right. We distribute through and we cancel as necessary. Here, the x's will cancel and the x plus 4's will cancel, and all I'll have left is a 5. What we're trying to do is get rid of the denominator. Okay, some of you have been doing it a different way, and sometimes it will work for you, but this is the way you need to do these problems. Okay. Here, the x cancels, the x plus 4 cancel, so all I'm left with is the x minus 4 that was on the top, and I'm going to put it in parentheses because that minus is going to go with the whole thing. Okay, it's not just going to go with the x, it's going to go with that -4 also. Now we come over here to this one. The x plus 4 will cancel the x plus 4, so I'm going to have the 2 that remains on the top times the x, which is going to give me 2x. I'm now going to distribute out. Minus x plus 4. I'm going to combine like terms. 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 minus x equals 2x. I add x to both sides. 9 equals 3x. Divide both sides by 3. And 3 equals x. That is not an excluded value. I could plug it in and check it on my calculator, but I'd like you to write your answer like that. So x equals 3. And I'm done with that one. We good? If you're not good, text me or call me. All right, problem 23. I'm going to put 5 over 1, just so I have it. All right, my excluded values. K cannot be 0 because that would make these denominators 0. Put brackets around the whole thing and find my common denominator. Common denominator is what k and 1 and k go into. Well, it's got to be a k. Okay. That k will cancel that k and leave me with a 2. The 1 can't cancel that k, so that k is going to have to multiply by that 5 to give me 5k. That k will cancel that k, leaving me with a 1. So I'm now to a basic equation. Subtract 1 from both sides. Divide both sides by 5. And I get k equals 1/5. It's not an excluded value, so I'm good to go, and I could check it on my calculator using the store button, but I know that it's right. So k equals 1/5. Okay. Problem number 24. 1 over p squared plus 7p plus 6 equals 3 over p plus 6 plus 4 over p squared plus 7p plus 6. Okay, let's factor the denominators to find our excluded values. Two numbers that multiply to give me 6 but add to give me 7 are 6 and 1. To get a positive 7 and a positive 6, they both have to be positive. How convenient, this one's the same. All right, let's write our excluded values. This is the letter P. P cannot be negative 6. P cannot be negative 1. Negative 6, negative 1. Same deal. Put brackets around the whole thing. This time I remembered and left room. I have to represent everything in the denominator. So I've got to have a P plus 6, which is going to take care of that, that, and that. Each one of them only has 1, so all I need is 1. And a P plus 1. These two will cancel these two, and all I'll be left with is the 1 equals. The P plus 6 will cancel the P plus 6, but I've still got this P plus 1 that I'm going to multiply by the 3, and I'm going to distribute it out in a second. The P plus 6's will cancel, the P plus 1's will cancel, and all I have left is a 4. Okay. Now I am going to distribute. I'm going to combine like terms. I'm going to move my 7 to the other side. I'm going to divide both sides by 3. I get P equals negative 2. I check my excluded values. It's not excluded. And my answer is negative 2. And that takes care of 22, 23, and 24.